Что тут у нас?
Похоже, убийство.
I love the look of the whole thing, this really dark, gritty, cold world that they created, and the camera work was absolutely fantastic. It was fast and dizzy, and it put you right in the middle of all of this action, just so perfect for the story. I thought the film was really well paced too. They struck a great balance between building suspense, but also moving the story along and not drawing it out too much, so it kept your attention the entire time. And I love that ending. It was so good overall. This was just a really fantastic film.
Very strong opening from this one. It doesn't give too much away too soon, but it also gets right to the inciting incident very quickly. And I think for a film like this to open the way it did, it's not an easy feat to do, but the filmmakers got it to look absolutely perfect. The look of this film is also really nice. The color palette, that gray, knit grit, cold feeling really speaks to the crime drama as well as the psychological element towards this film. And it was really well done, really well shot. The acting was great. The camera work was very nice. And overall, it was a good one.
What a great example of a slow burn that pays off. This film really takes its time to build up that suspense, and then really pays it off and just delivers right when you want it most. Really just a smartly written one. There's some great performances too, and just a good job also with the camera work. A lot of handheld stuff, but still keeping it just very, very level and very on point and focused. So all around good job. It's definitely one worth checking out.
It throws back a little bit to kind of the 90s serial killer thrillers. There was a show, it was a spinoff of X-Files called Millennium. Kind of reminds me of that a little bit with the tone and the look of it and all. Yeah, I love the photography and just the pale desaturated look. You know, it fit the tone very well. The actors all did a great job. You know, it was yeah, it was very cool. I like the twist, you know. So yeah, a lot of really interesting things happening here.
The film presents one version of reality to us initially that is then turned on its head and in fact reversed as the film progresses. I think that the filmmaker gives us clues that something is off and that this may be coming with shots like the camera circling the main character and disorienting us initially, and then something like in the interrogation room where he and his partner switch places several times in the shot and the editing and the way that it's cut. I think that overall, the film uses its toolkit and devices like this to convey very successfully a man who is completely unraveling.
The strongest thing about it is it kind of started out as this typical murder mystery with this kind of good cop, bad cop dynamic, but then you guys put a really interesting twist on it by kind of making these two cops end up being the same person, and, you know, it kind of became this really complex storyline that was just really intriguing and original, in my opinion. And I think you guys did a really great job of developing, especially in the beginning, this kind of conflict between the two cop characters. I thought it was a really great way to set up this kind of Jekyll and Hyde situation that you guys created, and I thought it was, you know, really awesome.
I enjoyed the suspense and the slow reveal of the how things that we thought were real weren't quite. I'm not sure what the actual reality was, but maybe that's one of the points of the film. I thought that the acting was really solid. It became evident as the story unfolded why the actors were so intense. It seemed to be more intensity than the scene seemed to call for, until we realized that there was this other internal struggle going on within this the main character. The time shifts added to the mystery and the surreal nature of it. I thought that that was quite entertaining, the way that everything was kind of unfolded in front of us. The little action scenes were well pulled off, I thought. It was interesting lighting effects to help accentuate this feeling of surrealness that I think was um, happening in this short film. So yeah, overall, I enjoyed the ride.
I love the look of this one. I think that that's what really stood out to me was the color grade, the setting, the use of like camera shake and all that kind of tense cinematography. I think that the performances were really strong too. And it leads up to the climax, like right at the end. And I think it had to end that way.